All right, and surprise, this is your pond.
This is my pond. It is huge. How many gallons?
This one's 300.
Oh my gosh, it is absolutely beautiful. All right, so I'm back at Danny's.
Hey guys.
Say hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
And she set up ponds for the first time, tubs.
Yes,
right?
I did.
And now we're gonna take a look at them. We got 4 of them.
4 tubs minus my already existing ponds. Yes.
Oh yeah, so I guess it's not your first.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my first with like the koi and the goldfish. It's my first time taking
Like summer tubbing with
summer tubbing and breeding fish
like aquarium fish.
and aquarium fish. So yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Okay, so here's the first one.
Yes, and so these 3 tubs that you'll see first are actually all just 100-gallon Rubbermaid tubs. I'm a horse person, so I already had a couple, and then I also love my offer up and was able to find a couple more deals. So we've got the 3 100-gallon Rubbermaids, and then the larger one that you'll see.
So what fish are going in this one?
So I guess I don't have a specific fish picked out, but I've kind of decided those 2 different guppies that you guys have seen. The blue Moscows will go out here in one. The black pandas might go in the next one. And then I've got some white clouds. And then cherry shrimp, maybe one other type of shrimp, and kind of keep it to that. Plants, okay, so
what are these plants?
These plants, these ones here in the planter are a type of rush. This is a calla lily, and then some moneywort, and then I'm not quite sure what this guy is. I just thought it was kind of a cool, and he should spread just like the moneywort should. And there's lots of holes in the bottom to be able to really get some water up to the roots, and then these should also trail out across the water as it grows, and it works out having a lot of floating stuff in here because it'll help give it some legs. We have a couple different types of pond plants as well. We've got some water hyacinth and some lilies that are just peeking out of their bulbs for the season at the bottom. And then I'm gonna play with taking some pothos in all the ponds and split them up to grow within it, across the top, and hopefully along this fence in the back.
And then people are going to want to know about filtration. It just looks like sponge filters.
Yep, each of the 100 gallons have 2 sponge filters hanging off the back, and I'm probably going to keep it to that with these guys, and along with water changes. And I will add kind of a pond light eventually, but just the sponge filters. They're just the large size from Aquarium Co-op.
Yeah, that's all we need here with the amount of rain we get.
Yep.
All right, let's look at the next one.
So they're all pretty much the same, but they're slightly different. Another bog garden, another pothos, same kind of plants. I collected some wood in eastern Washington along the river that is not sinking, so I'm just going to allow it to float. And this guy, I'm hoping...
I like this big piece here. Are you going to keep it like that, or?
I plan to. It'll probably get too heavy for this wire, but this is what I want the pothos to grow up to the fence for this middle pond. And
no, they all have spawning mops in them?
Yeah, I made some spawning mops.
And what fish are going in this one?
This one, I think I'll probably actually do white clouds in the middle, keep the 2 guppies separated on the ends. So it'll be white clouds and cherry shrimp. And then, yeah, there's 2 spawning mops in each one, and lots of rocks at the bottom, which eventually I'll be putting some more plants in.
Now, do you have these planters sitting on something? Or are they floating?
Yeah, so my original plan was to make a type of DIY floating planter, and that was a massive fail. So I went back to my old faithful method, which is just either using like a milk crate or another planter that's appropriate height upside down. And so I think this particular one has an upside down planter, and I just kind of sized it so that it would be slightly above the water and give the plants some dry surface.
Oh, I really love the way these look. You've done a good job scaping them.
Well, it's been kind of a slow process over the last couple months. It started with water and floating wood, and we just, I found all the rocks actually on our trail system here on the property, and I've got quite the collection just from all the clearing we've done. But it's been fun kind of to put it together over the last couple months. Just added filtration a couple weekends ago. seeded it with some live bacteria, and hoping between the plants and being outdoors it'll...
How long has this one been set up? Because I noticed you got like algae growing on here.
Yeah, they've all been set up the same amount of time, but for whatever reason, this particular wood, which is slightly different than this style, whatever it is, it just grows a different kind of moss, so, or algae, excuse me.
Step back and take like a, just all three lined up in your little garden here.
Yeah, so it's
some nice mood lighting.
Right. I'm all about aesthetics. It's got to be functional and nice to look at, especially in my garden, because that's kind of my oasis. And I've always liked the ponds with the pond plants, and so to be able to extend that from the koi ponds is fun and have more to look at. And I've got some colored spotlights that will go in the bottom, so we hopefully can see some fish throughout the summer at night. And yeah, hopefully
you got
they
river
like it.
rock down there, all different sizes.
Yep, just different sizes of river rock. I did kind of a pile on this end. It's different in each one, but yeah, just river rocks that I've collected from the property. Basically, I guess we're in like a glacier runoff.
Yep.
Here, so lots of rocks of various sizes. Free scaping for the most part.
All right, let's look at the bad boy here, the big one.
The big one.
Now this one, I get a stock, right?
Yes, I figured my wallet and my experience are good with the first 300 or the first 100 gallons, the 3 over there, and this guy I'm giving to Bob. So I get to look at it and I get to take care of it, but at the end of the day...
Yeah, so you'll still get the experience.
Yes, I get the experience, but I don't need to buy more fish to fill this guy up.
Which is great, because I don't have to do anything, and I get my own 300-gallon tub.
This guy, I got some aquarium plants in that I got in from Buse.com, and right now they're just sitting in some mother pots.
Buse.com or Buse Plants?
BusePlants.com.
Okay. I don't want to send anyone to a weird website.
I'm sorry, BusePlants.com. Yeah,
they're big.
They're big. They came as mother pots. I actually ended up taking them out of the rock wool and just kind of stuck them back in there with some lava rock so they'd sink. Eventually I will disperse them a little bit throughout the other tubs, but I kind of wanted this bushy look, and I'm not really finished with the scaping, so I'm just kind of...
I mean, it looks awesome. I really love this tub.
Yes.
You got the cave down here in the middle.
Cave in the middle I made out of, again, the rocks, and some more driftwood that I got from the river. This piece I haven't had a tank big enough to put in, or a tub big enough, so it worked out great. And then again with the milk crate in the back, which will actually work out great if we were to do like shrimp in this tub, or possibly talking about some corydoras, but somewhere...
Yeah, I've changed my mind every single week, almost daily actually, if I change my mind.
Now that you've seen it too, yeah.
Yeah, now that I've seen it, like I wanted... So we did the live stream and I said I was going to do Praecox rainbows.
Yep.
But now, you know, the amount of time we could have rainbows in a tub in Washington is just...
I think over the last month, you and I have talked about 10 different fish that could go out here, hence my final answer. But yeah, it'll be fun, whatever we end up with. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I want to do something that can be out here longer than like July and August, which is like, that's like the rainbows outside season.
Right. So yeah, maybe we'll do something else. But if you went with rainbows, we could definitely net this guy so that they're protected, whatever goes in here.
Definitely doing shrimp.
Yes, lots of shrimp.
And just looking at this now, like I'd never even thought about corydoras until I just saw how big this was, and like the river rocks. And I mean, this looks like something I would see in the wild. And that just makes me think of corydoras. I don't know why, but it does.
I think it'd be good for that. I'd love to see like a large school of them swimming together.
We'll definitely do corydoras, but we'll have to make some of these that sink.
You could just tie rocks to them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So replace the cork
more.
bark with rock, and they'll lay their eggs in it.
Okay. I can do that.
But you know, hide it in the back somewhere so we don't see it.
Right. Yeah, with the filter. So this one's got 2 sponge filters on it, but then I've also got a pond pump to try and get some flow to the whole pond in general.
What I like about this one is being that it's so much larger, it's easier to see in the water.
Right, yeah, this one you can see to the bottom. It is just a couple weeks newer, so give it some time, but at the same time, yeah, with more floor space, the water won't get quite as murky as fast.
Well, and especially like the glare. Like I'm sure the camera's picking up all the glare, but like those ones are so small, like the whole thing is just glare.
Just glare, yeah.
Whereas here, there's only glare like right here, and I can see all the rest of it.
And this one's also like a gray versus a black tub, so it's not so dark, which is nice. I like it. This one obviously is my favorite. I've spent more time on the scape.
It's my favorite too, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I have more room to work
And not
with.
just because I get to stock it. It's my favorite because,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously working with this amount of space is way more fun.
Right. Yeah, I tend
And we've already got algae on these ones too? Or?
Yeah, algae's coming in even on the spawning mop. And
Wow.
these are the last spawning mops I put in, so that's good new stuff going on there.
Oh man, I'm just thinking now, like, this changes everything.
Switches
Like I
up
have
the
like,
game.
the ones I have, the tubs I have are like 300 to 400 gallon, but they just don't look this big.
Well, yours are square, right?
Yeah, and shallow.
Oh, a little bit more shallow.
So they don't look as impressive as this one does.
It's a big boy. I've got 4 horses, so they're jealous with their little tubs. While
I bet.
my ponds get the big ones.
And you picked this one up used.
I got this
for
one
how much?
used. Actually, it was originally for $250, and she lowered it down to $100, and I got it for $80.
Nice. That is a steal of a lifetime.
Yeah,
300 gallons for
$80.
$80. All right, so that's all we got for you this time. We'll be back when we put fish in the ponds and the weather is good
As
enough.
it's warm enough, yes. Soon, hopefully.
If you have any questions for her, leave them down in the comments. She's pretty good at responding. I think you responded to all of them last time, which
tried.
is crazy. But anyways, thanks for having me. Again, leave your suggestions for fish down below for the 300 gallon. I'm still looking for ideas, still changing my mind every day. So
I think I'm pretty set at this point, but
Yeah.
yeah, we still got to get that 300 gallon settled.
yours are good, but mine, I got nothing yet. So except Corridoras, definitely.
I think that would be a good idea.
And there's only a few that'll work, so I can't really spend a lot of time on that because there's only like 3 species.
Right, yeah.
So
I would love to see whichever ones you choose, because I think that'd be fun to see a ginormous school.
all right, so don't forget to do what?
Like,
Yep.
subscribe, hit that notification bell, or
All
leave
right.
a comment.
See, you're becoming a natural. And eventually, I'll leave a link down below, but eventually you're going to have some content on your channel, right?
Yes, I am learning how to film and edit.
And not delete footage?
And not delete footage, and how to change an SD card, and how to use a gimbal without it falling over, and all those things. But
See,
I've
it's not
got
as easy as it looks.
lots of stuff that I've been trying to attempt to film and haven't deleted yet, so soon.
All right, well, thanks, guys. I'll see you all next time.
Bye, guys.